Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome everybody to the work session for January 14th, 2026. Happy New Year to everyone. I guess the first time we get together publicly. So we'll go ahead and start the meeting. Citizens' comments. Jennifer, do we have any residents? Okay. Number 2, city operation update.
We have one. April come up with last month on ICTN.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. April Reiling, Director of Communications for the City of Irving. Pleased to present to you last month for December. But before we start the video, I'd like to share some stats for 2025 on behalf of the ICTN team. The team posted 775 videos on YouTube last year alone. They had over 375,000 views on those videos, with 1,000 additional subscribers added to our YouTube channel. And our top content of the year was the Sparks and Stripes live stream with over 16,000 views. So shout out to the team. They've done a great job. We're going to continue to producing outstanding video content for this community. And with that, we'll roll last month of ICTN for the month of December.
Your ICTN team produced 31 videos in the month of December.
It's that Christmas Hallmark feeling right here in Irving, which is such a large town, but on a night like this, it feels like such a small town.
It's really a privilege that I get to dance with these people that I've known my entire life and make the story come to life.
Babe is a year and 8-month-old dog. We've had her about 8 months. She loves to be around people, loves to be around the family.
I had a gut feeling that it was going to be successful. I don't think anyone could have predicted the global phenomenon that it's become.
This room is built for connection. Every seat feels like front row seat.
Making sure that they're engaged with the community, they're engaged with our staff, letting them know that we're here for them.
We want to give back. It's just a testament to the commitment that we all have to the community.
This location is really different, really good atmosphere and the largest one. And we do our best for better food, better life to my customers.
That just shows the commitment that our city leaders have into providing these types of services for our citizens here in Irving.
Isn't it great that we have to stop here because there's bikers and there's walkers and there's joggers? It makes your heart feel good that you did the right thing.
Stay up to date by subscribing to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/the City of Irving.
Did I hit that one right?
Thank you.
Thank you. The next thing I have is recognition for the Convention Center, which is celebrating 15 years. Congratulations. Maura, you want to bring your team up?
Send them up, Mayor.
You bet.
I'll tell you who's up there. These are a lot of faces you guys don't usually get to see. Oh, geez. Keep it clean. All right. So, just so everybody knows, on the far side is Tom Gilbert, who is our Director of Facilities, Casey Villasenor, our Director of Sales. Who's next? Corey Black, our Director of Food and Beverage, Bria Scott, one of our sales managers, Maddie Thornton, our HR queen, Kayla Perez, who came to us as a concession supervisor, but as of a couple of weeks ago is an assistant general manager. So yay on you. And Director of Events, Kim Aites. And I'm going to come back to the man here in a second. We're going to skip one and go to Assistant General Manager Jeremy Pierce. Our Board Chair, Sam Reed. Former Board Chair, Bob Bourgeois. The Convention and Visitor Bureau Director of Sales, Matt Tungett, who started with the Convention Center sales team and who we stole from the Westin on the north side of the airport. And then Lori Fatasic, who just marked 32 years with us and is now our Assistant or Executive Director, Sales and Services. Coming back to the man almost in the middle, the man, the myth, the legend, the magic maker, Chef Eduardo Alvarez. Mayor, if you want to, yeah. So close.
You've been involved with this since the start. So we have a proclamation from the Office of the Mayor. Whereas since the first hotels in Irving began operating in advance of the 1974 opening of the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, the idea of a convention center arose from time to time, but plans were never solidified. And whereas the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau began feasibility studies in 1999 for a convention center and headquarters hotel, with the initial vision moving forward until economic downturn of 2003. And whereas in 2006, a complete new focus for the new set of studies led to a plan that included a convention center, a headquarters hotel, and an entertainment district for Irving. And whereas in January of 2009, the City of Irving sold bonds for the convention center phase, which was ultimately delivered both on time and under budget. Thank you, Maura. And whereas since it officially opened on January 27th, 2011, nearly 3,500 events and more than 3 million attendees have been welcomed home to Irving, Texas. generating more than $76,337,157 in adjusted gross income and increasing weekend occupancy citywide by 15%. And whereas the city's long-range vision has led not only to the success of the Irving Convention Center at Las Colinas, the Toyota Music Factory, and the Western Convention Center Hotel, but it's also been a vibrant and for a bustling business corporate neighborhood emergence of companies including Caterpillar, Christus Health, and Wells Fargo. Now therefore, I, Rick Stouffer, Mayor of the City of Irving, and the Irving City Council, do hereby proclaim January 27th, 2026 as Irving Convention Center at Las Colinas' 15th anniversary in Irving, Texas. Congratulations, Maura. Sam, you get to say a few things, but you know, one of the things that happens when you're around here for a long time is you get to see these things happen. Excuse me. So I know a lot of you, they're just on to the council, and we're talking about big ideas and big things that are going to happen in the community. A lot of times it takes 20 to 30 years. I was elected in 1999 when we first, or actually in 98, and in 99 when we started this whole project of looking at how we could do, we had purchased land to build just a greeting center actually behind the flower clock. That was the original plan that we looked at, and then as we were able to really look at what could we do for Las Colinas and what could we do for the hospitality industry with the business climate that we had here and the amount of things that we were able to do, we were able to buy the 40 acres and to have the vision and finance it at one of the worst times to be financing in history. But we knew that we would be able to refinance a few years down the road, which then eventually brought us back to where we are today. And it's been an amazing opportunity for the city to see and grow and the businesses to really understand it. Also would be reluctant if I didn't talk about the fact that really as a city, people don't realize that the hospitality industry is one of our key industries. It oversees about a third of the debt within the community. 33,000 people a day are in the city of Irving because of the hospitality industry. That's the business people that are here, filling over 14,000 hotel rooms and eating at over 600 restaurants. So that's what the convention center does for us. So thanks for letting me ad-lib a little bit. Congratulations, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor and Council, I just wanted to take a couple minutes to express our thanks to all of the support that you have given us regarding the Convention Center. As Mayor just stated, the contributions that the Convention Center has made has really been amazing, but it all started with an idea, and it all started again with your support and the great leadership that Mara Gast and her team have provided during this entire time. So on behalf of the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau, we accept this proclamation and we say thank you again and appreciate everything that you've done today and what you'll do going forward. Thank you so much.
Squish, squish.
Act like we like each other. Do I have to stand between these two tall giant people?
Sam, would you hand that to the mayor? He's going to get somewhere near Chef.
You need to be in the middle.
Thank you. You're free to move about.
Thank you for my help. I was going to call you.
Okay, it's hard to believe that building is 15 years old. Every time I walk in there, it looks like it just was redone. They do an amazing job. The next item is the review of the regular agenda. So items 1 and 2 are for the minutes from Thursday, December 11th for the work session and the regular meeting. Item number 4 is amending ordinance number 2025-11167, providing budget adjustment number 2 to the 2025-26 fiscal year budget. Item number 5 is a resolution accepting the award of grant funds from Departments of Justice Office of Community-Oriented Political Services for use in creating a targeted recruiting plan amid a tough-to-reach segment of the population and authorizing the city manager to execute any necessary grant documents. This is something that David met with some people the other day, and I've met with people in there, and one of the things they always say is, with the diversity within our city, why do we not see more diversity within our police? That is your Asian American, that Indian Asian population, your Hispanic population, and your African American population. So the question, and I think David did a very good job when they asked him about it, he said, well, how many of your sons and daughters want to work for the police department? Realistically, that's the first thing that has to happen. If you want to see something different, people they've got to apply and they've got to go through the training. So this is a special grant that is just great timing that gives our people the opportunity to go into the different minority groups and try to recruit the individuals to fill those positions. So perfect timing, David. You can report back to them what you got done. And Abdul was there as well. You can report back and say, look how fast we got that handled. Wish we could handle all of them that fast, huh? Then item number 6 is a resolution authorizing the city manager or designee to sign the Texas Park and Wildlife Local Park Grant Program Resolution, authorizing application form and certification, programming assistance directory grants form for submittal of Campion Trails M Fork Extension Phase 2 for the legislative directed grant. Again, this is staff moving forward. Chris, I'll let you talk about it.
This is just great news. We really appreciate, I'm just going to do a quick shout out to Representative Hernandez, who is our representative, for helping us to get this grant. She was instrumental in helping to secure these funds, and just thanks to John Wiest and Joe and Trevor for working through this as well. So thank you very much. We're just very appreciative to have $2 million coming in from the state to help us finish Campion Trails.
And as always, we appreciate whenever the staff and any department has the opportunity to bring grants forward so we can continue to do the day-to-day work we need to do. Item number 7 is a resolution awarding a contract to Dallas Harmony Construction LLC in the amount of $181,478 for the Community Development Block Grant funding the Heritage Senior Center Ballroom Floor Replacement Project. I think we talked a little bit about that this morning, about CDGB grant money and how it can be used in a lot of different ways, and this is one of them where we're able to continue to make sure the buildings are maintained. Item number 8 is the bids, items 8 through 20. Do any of the council members have any questions on any of the bids? David.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor. Number 8, I just was curious what the 791 cooperative is.
Here comes Carly.
Okay.
We have the expert in the room.
We'll pretend that's the case. Darlene Humphreys, Purchasing Manager for the city. The 791 Purchasing Cooperative is a cooperative that's run by the Central Texas Council of Governments. It is very similar in nature to all the other purchasing cooperatives that we utilize. It is an agency that puts out bids and RFPs on behalf of its members to put contracts in place with companies that we can benefit from the utilization of. Because they have bid with a purchasing cooperative, that generally speaking will provide cost efficiencies for us, because that contract is going to get them business from hundreds, if not thousands, of customers, whereas if we put something out ourselves, it would just be us.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good question, David. I didn't know what it was either. Okay, item number 21 is calling.
Excuse me, Mayor.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry,
Adam?
yeah, I actually had a similar question on.
Sure.
It's numbers 17 and 18, just the interlocal purchasing system administered by the Region 8 Education Service Center.
Sure.
Just a little bit of background, like, I don't know, just a clarification question, really. What, Region 8, when I looked it up, we're not in Region 8, I guess? How did we come to get into an agreement with them, I suppose?
So Region 8 is an educational service center that is running that cooperative. But as a local government entity, we also have the opportunity to use those contracts. Board is run by the Texas Association of School Boards. Some of the other cooperatives that we are members of are also run by educational service centers. It's just the entity that chooses to take that step and go out and create this not-for-profit organization who does these bids on behalf of whoever wants to become a member.
And so there's no geographical limit or anything like that?
No, there's not. There's not.
Thank you.
Other questions? Item number 21 is an ordinance calling a regular municipal election to be held on Saturday, May 2nd, 2026, for the purpose of electing the position of mayor and city council place districts 3 and 5, and calling subsequent runoff elections if necessary. Item number 22 is an ordinance authorizing the partial abandonment and vacating of a 5-foot utility easement along a portion of property located at 1612 Brentwood Drive, and being a portion of Lot 21, Block 2 replat of the Freeman Irving Heights Edition owned by Jacob Davis. Item number 23 is a public hearing and designating approximately 15.808 acres of land as tax abatement reinvestment zone numbers 63. Item number 24 is a resolution approving a tax abatement agreement between the City of Irving and Edge Dallas 2 LLC and the amount dependent upon annual qualifications. And that brings us to our zoning cases. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Jocelyn Murphy, Director of Planning. We just have a few cases tonight. We split the January P&Z cases to lower the amount of cases on each agenda. So the first one, item 25, P&Z did not need to see this one. It's a temporary use permit at 215 East Airport Freeway. This is Airport Freeway at Wingren. It was a complaint received by code for essentially a work yard or a laydown yard. It's an Atmos contractor. And so they were told to come talk to us, go through the process. And so they're requesting a temporary use permit for 6 months, 180 days for the outside storage, the laydown yard. And staff does recommend denial. So here's the property. It's zoned for multifamily assisted living, essentially for senior living. We understand that it might be developed for that, but for now, the owner of the property worked out just a temporary use. It was a hotel in the past, so the center was the footprint of the building itself, and the lighter colors are pavement. All the activity is happening on the west side of the property where there's already concrete pavement where there used to be a parking lot. So this is just their site plan. If they were going to get a temporary use permit approved by council, the ordinance requires that it be 100 feet from a residential use, a residential district. So we have single family here on the west, there's multifamily to the north, it's an apartment complex. So if they get approved, they're in the area outlined as red right now, they would have to pull back to the area outlined as blue. The word shall is in the ordinance, and therefore we see that that does not allow for any type of variance. So here's some pictures of the use. They do have a temporary, looks like a black chain link type fence. It is not a screen fence, it's more of a security fence. And just some more pictures of their activity. We're seeing it as, we're calling it outside storage since there's no real building other than an office building. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Dennis.
Yeah, I'm curious about the denial of this. I've seen that. I pass it all the time. And they're going to be doing, Atmos has a pipe replacement program going on in entire Dallas County. So you're going to start having needs for these contractors to set up somewhere. That's on Airport Freeway. And I don't see how that's a detriment to that neighborhood, which is across the street. So, we need to think about this. We're going to be having gas pipes replaced all throughout our city and throughout the county, and they got to park somewhere. So I don't see how this is a detriment to that community or anybody else. So I don't understand the denial. I understand the denial from what you have to use it for, but I think we need to cooperate with with these contractors who are going to have to find somewhere to set up their sites.
Yeah, I agreed.
David?
Last thing we want to do is stop Atmos. That could delay them for 4 months for one little thing. But nonetheless, what would put it in compliance?
They would need to pull their fence back to this area outlined in blue.
And how far are we talking about?
Well, it's 100 feet from the northern property line and probably, 40 feet from the western property line.
And what have they said about that?
They said they'll be in compliance if that's what they need to do.
Could we give them a time frame, or do they need to do it immediately, or what?
They would work with code to, usually they are given probably 10 days at least to get that moved back.
So what decision are we making right now?
Whether to allow the outside storage, to allow the operations at all for 180 days.
In the current configuration, not?
In any configuration.
In any configuration, okay. So I'd be in favor of any configuration.
Yeah, and what we're saying is they can't, even if they get approval, they can't do it in the red, it would have to be in the blue.
And they think they can have enough space to do that?
They've expressed they could do it.
Okay. I think we give them opportunity to do it and go ahead and.
Mark?
Yeah, I talked to Shane a little bit about this, and there is the process for the temporary permits. There is an expedited process that's in place, but it's a process that should be gone through. There should be an examination of, is there going to be impact on streets? Are there easements that could be adversely affected? Fire's an issue. So to just let them go wherever they want, whenever they want, is not in the best interest of the city. So they should be required to go through this process. And why did they think that they could just plop it down? They're a contractor. They do this all over. Were they aware that they needed to go through a process to get this approval?
I don't believe they were. I didn't talk to him directly. I don't believe they were aware of it.
Okay. Well, and I agree with what Dennis and David have said, which is obviously this work has to be done. And so if they can just move the fence over and be in compliance, that makes a lot of sense. And nobody seems to be complaining about it much. So, and it's on the freeway, and I know they're doing work, right along Rochelle and Wingren in that area, so it makes sense for them to be closely located to it, so that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, it's important to go through that process, and I think that we should make them. Shane, can you speak to that? What are we going to do to make sure that these contractors, when these situations come up, actually go through the process so that we can have that review of fire, safety, and other considerations?
Well, our current process is what's resulted in the discussion today. So we receive a complaint or we observe activity that's unpermitted, and then they are issued a notice from us. They're given typically 7 to 10 days to connect with the inspections and planning departments to begin a process as to whether or not what they're doing is legal, if there are conditions or constraints that are involved there in certain circumstances, depending on the situation. Review from fire and the fire marshal's office may be involved as well. In a situation here, as we walk out of today's meeting, if they're denied, we would issue them formal notice of that and provide them a brief amount of time, typically 10 to 15 days to cease operations, and then begin issuing citations if they don't. If it's approved and there's conditions that they need to meet outside of the way the site is designed now, we would give them that 10-day period to say, hey, this is where you need to be, work with them a little bit on timing, and then if they choose not to comply and just continue, then we'd begin issuing probably the operator and the property owner citations at that point for violation of our zoning.
It sounds like maybe it does happen where these things, contractors prop up and nobody says anything and they just kind of like do their work and everything seems to be, I guess if nothing bad happens, then nobody really cares. Is that kind of like the SOP for?
It's not uncommon for something to occur and be so quick in the way they're operating that they're gone before it's either brought to our attention or we notice it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Al?
Thank you, Mayor. I guess what I'm understanding, Jocelyn, is that they were going to have enough time to be able to correct the situation where the red outline is. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, I think Shane expressed they would have 10 to 15 days. I'll let you.
Yeah, we would work with them.
I don't
on a
understand
reasonable time.
why that section is what it is and why is it redlined?
It's the way the temporary use ordinance is written, that if there's going to be a temporary use, it's a protection from the residential district. So it's a buffer from the residential.
Okay. So we got a process to go forward, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Adam?
Just a quick question. Do we know if they checked with the property owner before they set up shop?
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't process, before they set up shop? Yeah,
Yeah.
they have permission, full knowledge of the property owner.
Okay. Well, that's what.
You never know.
Okay, all right. The way, yeah. Right.
There's a lot of stuff they never know about, so your question's valid in a lot of respects. Okay, any other questions? Next one.
Thank you. All right, the next case, number 26, 4019 Jackson. This is zoned R6. They're wanting to do SP2 for R6 to allow a parking lot as a principal use. Staff recommend approval, P&Z approval 8-0, no opposition or support. This is across the street from the current Dallas Fort Worth Islamic Center. It was location of their previous Islamic Center. It was a home, and they used it as the Islamic Center, and then they built a newer, bigger one across the street. So they have since, get some pictures. They've since removed the house, and they just want to request a parking lot as a primary use, and it will be for the purposes of the Islamic Center directly across the street. So just some pictures. I understand from what we can tell on the site plan, this storage building will be removed and no longer necessary on the property. And just pictures the area. And this is the Islamic Center that will be using the property. Be happy to answer any questions.
Al?
Yeah, thank you. Johnson, are we then looking at continuation of this kind of taking down homes and expanding for parking, or what are we looking at here?
It's just a site by site. I mean, I can't say it's a continuation per se, but it's not unusual. You look downtown, there's plenty of lots that are not connected to the church. They may be across the street or something, so it just depends on the need of the church. And then because it is not contiguous, they have to ask for the specific permission to be a primary use.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions? I'll move to the next one.
Okay. 818 South Irving Heights, currently zoned RMF2, requesting to go to R6. This one's pretty simple. Staff recommend approval, P&Z approval, 8-0, no opposition or support. It's existing home. The property owner got a permit, started doing some work, and decided it'd just be a whole lot easier to take the house down and start over again. It was part of a, excuse me, part of an area rezoning in the 70s that took it to the multifamily. Can't do single-family in the multifamily district, so he's having to zone it to single-family so he can rebuild his house. Pretty simple. So this is the construction underway and just some surrounding properties. Happy to answer any questions.
We're getting a new house. Sounds good.
Yep. Next one is 1330 West Pioneer Drive. This is the Angelo's restaurant. They're CC Community Commercial today. They're wanting to go SP1 RAB, wanting to start selling, I believe it's beer and wine. Staff recommends approval, P&Z approval, 8-0. You have a memo. We yesterday got a letter in opposition from a church across the street. It does not equal the 20% opposition, nor does it meet the 300-foot requirement. They are about a little over 400 feet as measured door to door. So that does not trigger the variance. So here is the location. So the opposition, I have a map in a second, but it came from this Fellowship Baptist Church across the street. Well, I thought I had a map. Anyway, it's number 13 is where the opposition came from. So they're not changing anything on their building, their parking, it's essentially the same. I think they have a little less parking than they're supposed to, but we're considering that non-conforming since the request is not to change the use or change the site plan, it's just to add alcohol. We didn't see that as a concern. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any other questions? Oh, John.
So we are sure that there is no distance variance required for the church or any church in the area that might be in a strip mall?
Yeah, we definitely mapped this one that was in opposition. Let me go back to that map.
Yeah, for sure, that one.
Yeah. But no, that's the closest church in the area.
And it's door to door, right?
It's door to door.
You have to cross at the nearest.
Right, so what we did is we took it over here down the sidewalk, and we take it across the street, and then we take it back over to their door. And that was about, I think it was 405 feet. No, staff and I talked about it for a little bit yesterday to make sure we had it on point. Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because, we've had that issue before.
And it seems obvious it's across the street, but we shouldn't be encouraging people to hop across the street. Yep.
Any other questions? David, how long has this restaurant been there?
I think it's continuously operating in Irving.
That's a good question. Over 40 years.
It's the oldest continuously operating restaurant in Irving, in terms of the actual location. Joe's has it beat in terms of longest operating franchise in Irving, but they're the oldest operating location.
I'll take it.
I think probably the price of food has gone up, and he's trying to keep his prices low, so he's trying to. All right, next one.
So the next two cases are our two text amendments. The first one is our carports by special exception, number 29. P&Z recommended. P&Z recommended. I didn't put approval in here. Approval 7-1. And I won't go through all these in detail. You've seen those numerous times. But the proposals are to just create some of the procedures and requirements in the special exceptions section. It does include the public hearing and notice, just like a zoning change, creating the criteria for the Board of Adjustment, and allowing the Board of Adjustment to consider those by special exception. So just quickly, again, the criteria that are recommended are a carport has to be at least 10 feet or more from the front property line. So if we do get a request at our desk, we will not allow them to proceed with a special exception. They would also have to ask for a variance if they are asking for less than 10 feet. It has to comply with all the other applicable regulations. Number 3, what you see here is in red is what the P&Z recommended. So it has to at least be originally built with a one-car garage or no garage. has to have at least other legal non-conforming carports on the lot, or it could accommodate a disabled person's ability to access, use, and enjoy the dwelling. So when this was discussed at P&D, that comment was made, and so P&Z did ask us to add it to the ordinance. In your packet, you've got two different ordinances. The only difference is this phrase. So for the motion tonight, if you choose to approve, please identify which ordinance you are approving, whether it be what we call the original or the P&Z recommended. Again, the only difference is this disability clause. Other requirements is whether there's access to the rear of the property through an alley, or whether it's enough property on the side of the home where they could put the carport instead, and whether the height, size, and location of the carport will not have a detrimental impact on adjacent properties. So all those criteria would have to be met. Number 3, just one of those would have to be met.
Jocelyn?
Yes.
So back to number 3, so if a house was built originally with a 2-car garage, it could not apply for this?
It would not apply, it could not, essentially couldn't get a carport because it would not be processed through a special exception. The ordinance also does not provide for if special exception is denied, it could not go through the SP process either.
If I can clarify that,
Sure.
the way that the P&Z recommended, if it was a 2-car garage and the finding was that the carport would accommodate a disabled person's ability to access and enjoy the dwelling unit, then it could be approved. But you'd have to find one of the 3 conditions in item 3 would have to be true. And 1 and 2 don't involve 2-car garages, but the third one, if you found that one to be true and it was a 2-car garage and all the other statements were true, it could be approved. That makes sense.
Al? Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Let me
Dennis.
see if I understand what you just said, Philip. Is there a disabled person in that home? That's why they need this?
That would be that's what the applicant would have to show and prove to the board.
Okay, thank you.
Mark?
I heard at P&Z there was the definition of disabled would be taken from the ADA, is that what it was?
There are state and federal definitions of disabled or disability.
They're all the same, or is there?
Federal's a little more expansive, but we would obviously follow both, but we would follow federal as well. They match pretty closely.
Well, Kayla, how does that work? What do we follow?
I would say we would follow the most expansive definition here. I mean, it's a very unique situation here. It was just to make sure there was room for a very special or unique circumstance that was brought forward. Again, it is, hey, do they meet this criteria that it can even be considered? It is not a requirement that the BOA say yes. That's how I understood. It was just, if we didn't have anything there and we had this unique situation, they didn't meet any of the other criteria, we didn't want to foreclose the ability for them to at least be able to present their case to the BOA.
Okay, and then on number 3, so it's in the disjunctive. So the first one is the primary dwelling was originally built with either a 1-car garage or no garage. So we get that. And then it says, or there are legally permitted or legally non-conforming carports on the block that encroach into the front setback. That could encompass 2-car garages.
Yes.
So if there's a neighborhood where there are non-conforming carports, and those could be properties where there was a 1-car garage, then they could have a double carport?
Yes,
I guess maybe configuration-wise that wouldn't make sense, but
the thought is to respect the past carport blocks, or carport allowances. So if there were already carports within that front setback that kind of already penetrated the view site, for lack of a better word, then it's already started. So that was the intention with that, is if there are already carports on that block, on that side of the block, then it's kind of a no harm, no foul to have additional ones. We just didn't want to be the first.
and if it's a 2-car garage, then they could have a double carport.
If there are other carports already on the block, yes,
Yeah, and
or disabled.
And if their property was a former 1-car garage, I mean, does it, I mean, that would be weird, I guess, if you put a double carport on there and there was only a single garage there before?
They could. We just recently had a zoning case where it was a one-car garage and they wanted a double carport.
It just has to meet the size limitations for carport, which I think is.
And the driveway.
400. Yeah.
This is just to be able to apply. Well, they're going to get it. I mean, if it fits these criteria, they'll get approved. Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be approved. It's still a consideration, so it's still a may approve. So if they go through
They'll
all
get it.
these and P&Z gets a lot of opposition,
I mean, there'd be no reason not to if it meets these criteria.
well, if there's opposition. So if there's, if for some reason the neighbors don't want it, then P&Z does not have to approve.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And just real quick, block is defined by same side, or do we need a?
It's the same side. So if we look actually at a plat,
Yeah.
that block is
It's
that
same
street
side.
frontage.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions? No
All right,
other
the rest of
questions?
it's easy. That's the hard part. So we just did some amendments to the Board of Adjustment duties, and then just did some cleanup, allowing that bigger lots could have up to 2 garages, as long as basically one is in the rear, and cleaned up that requirement for demolition and the additional fee if with what's been done with the permit. So here we are, just a little bit of quick history of what we've been through this year. This doesn't include everything we've done for the past few years. I'm just asking for your consideration tonight, again, of one of the 2 ordinance versions that you have in your packet.
Questions?
All right, sounds good. And then the last one is our cemetery regulations. This was recommended for approval by P&Z as well. Again, I won't go through all the background, but the proposals are a minimum lot width of 80 feet, certain setbacks from the right-of-way, not located in easement. Maximum height depends on whether adjacent to residential zoning or other zoning districts wanting to protect any residential uses. A minimum lot size still remains at 25 acres. No fencing. That you don't typically see a cemetery with fencing. There are certain accessory buildings that are permitted. Lighting has to remain aimed and directed onto the property. The parking, there are minimum parking requirements for funeral homes. The internal driveways would serve as parking for the actual sites themselves. So the roads will be designed to be wide enough so that people can park on the side and still pass. And there are certain minimum sizes of roads that follow the ones that were recommended to us. The application procedure is the SP2 application, so they would be asking for an SP2 for a cemetery. And we have the checklist they would be following. We also added a requirement that was requested that we see the proposed locations of the internal driveways on that SP2 generalized site plan. We're also adding just some definitions that are consistent with the state definitions for cemetery, columbarium, and mausoleum. And then again, just a little history of the discussions that we've had, and here we are today requesting consideration tonight. So I'll be happy to answer any questions, and Ken is here for questions as well.
David?
Yeah, thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Mayor. We have, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cemeteries already. What are those zoned as cemeteries right now?
No, I mean, those are historic cemeteries. Actually, the one that we find humorous, this Tompkins Family Cemetery, is actually part of the 183 right-of-way. People don't realize it, but if you drive down, you'll see a tuft of trees. That's actually a cemetery.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's say one of these cemeteries wanted to expand on land they already own. Is that a new application, or is
Yes,
this?
it would be.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd go through the SP2 process. Mhm.
To utilize land that's still on their same plot of land?
Well, if it was designated, I mean, if it was designated as a cemetery per the state, and that's where what we'd have to do is look at the state and see what the state designates. But if they want to expand significantly, then, especially onto other properties, then that would definitely go through this process. But if it was already property that was dedicated as a cemetery, they just haven't filled it up, then that is the cemetery, it's just not full.
Right, so if we take one, let's just take the top one, for example, Haley Memorial, I'm not even sure where that is. 2.97 acres, is that the plot of land that they're on, or is that the cemetery portion of that plot of
Feel free
land?
to. Ken did this map, so I'll let him answer the questions.
Yeah, that's the size of the cemetery itself, so that's the entire property.
So that's the entire property?
Right.
So this small one, next one, the Harrington, 0.28.
So Harrington is 0.28, so that is the size of that cemetery. So if somebody wanted to do a new cemetery adjacent to it, that would be a new zoning case, because that's not an expansion of an existing cemetery, that's a new cemetery.
Then our biggest one, Oak Grove, 26.9 acres, which is down the street from here.
Yeah,
If they wanted to ever expand it, that's a new cemetery, unless it's on their land that they still have.
Yeah, they've actually, they did that about 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
They actually expanded and went through zoning case at the time. We didn't have the cemetery
This just basically
standards,
goes
but-
back to a zoning case, let P and Z look at it, let us look
Yeah.
at it, and any variances like we
Right,
always do on the ordinances or the.
Right.
We can still approve it.
Right.
Okay.
Dennis?
Yeah, so in reality, we've only got one cemetery out of all those, excuse me, cemeteries that actually could even expand. The rest of them can't expand because they don't have the room.
Yeah, Oak Grove is definitely the primary cemetery.
Yeah, because I'm very familiar with all them other ones there. They don't have no room to expand. So have we identified any parcels of land in the city that could be 25-acre cemetery?
So this process was simply a response to the state change, not last legislative session, but the one before 2023, to create a process for this. So we did not actively look for sites. It would be up to, if someone wants to propose a site, then we would send them through this process.
And the reason what I'm getting at is, to me, it just kind of comes down to whether you want more cemeteries or not. 25 acres, you're not going to get any more cemeteries for the most part. Because where do you have 25 acres of land?
Texas Stadium site.
Oh, that's right. We got 80. But I mean, the point I'm making is that when I see that 25-acre minimum requirement, it just tells me that this ordinance does not want to allow any cemeteries in Irving. Is that kind of where this council is? It's my question. You know, I'm just trying to be fair. I mean, cemeteries are not the most popular place. I understand that.
They're dying to get in. Give them a break.
But I'm just trying to be, fair to maybe somebody who kind of maybe wants to. They found a spot somewhere, that really is not, an intrusion into a neighborhood or whatever. But when you put that 25 acres up there, you just eliminated anybody's chance of trying to do this. So basically, what we're saying is we don't want any anymore. In a nutshell, with the 25 acres.
Al?
Yeah, I don't think we're saying that. I think we're setting a 25 acres, period. I'm not sure that there is any kind of free space for that, but at the end of the day, I think it's important that we have some level of measurement. We've done it. I like it. I think 25 acres is a good number. So I hear where you're going with it.
Adam?
And then, just to clarify, we're saying 25 acres, but if someone proposes a smaller cemetery, they have to go through planning and zoning.
It would be considered a variance through this SB process, so we would identify it as a variance.
And they could still theoretically get it, if we approved the application.
Yeah, it would be council's prerogative to grant the variance at the same time you would do the SP, just like we do all the time.
All right, thank you.
David?
I'm sorry, one last question, Jocelyn. If today, before we put this ordinance in, someone wanted to come do a cemetery, what's the process?
It's the same process. It would be the SP. We just wouldn't have the standards to measure it by.
Okay.
So this is setting the standards in addition to locking in the SP2 process. But we would still, whenever we have a use that's not identified, the SP process is what we have to default to.
Thank you.
basically, when the state in their infinite wisdom gave us this great opportunity, we had to create regulations for it, and that's all we've done. It's just like anything else. If you want a setback on your house, or you want a variance to parking or something like that, but we have to, now that they've given us this, we have to come up with an ordinance, and so that's where we're at. Any other questions?
Okay.
All right.
That's all our cases for tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
If I could, going back to the previous item, I want to make sure that there's a point is clear on the carport ordinance relative to requests. And I want, Jocelyn, I want to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly. We're setting up a process where the person wanting a carport that encroaches into the setback has to go through this process with the Board of Adjustment.
Correct.
And they have to meet all these criteria. So if you had a carport that was going to be 5 feet from the front property line, they couldn't bypass this process and then just go straight to an SP, could they?
No.
Okay,
No,
they would have to go through this process. Of course, they don't meet the criteria, so they really couldn't get the approval for it. I just want to make sure that's clear, that what we're doing essentially is foreclosing the avenue of carports that encroach into the front yard to come to the council first. We foreclose that off, and they would have to go through this process. If they don't meet the requirements, they're not going to get approved.
And if anything is less than 10 feet, then it would trigger that variance process, which is hardship.
Yeah.
So at 10 feet, we're not triggering hardship. Under 10 feet, we're triggering, they have to show us why they can't meet the 10-foot.
Dennis.
Yeah, and I appreciate y'all making the effort to try to keep this from the council members. I joke when I say, I love carports. I ain't got a problem with carport myself. It's just that, I think council, we got more important things to really be spending a whole lot of time talking about. However, just by way of transparency, I will be voting against this tonight simply because I don't agree with the prohibition of a person who has a two-car garage in the original house who don't meet these requirements, then they cannot get a carport. And to me, that discriminates against a certain section of our city, residents of our city. So that's the only reason why I will be voting against that, because I just don't think it's fair to tell, somebody whose house was built with two-car garage, but you don't meet these requirements, so you can't get a two-car garage unless you already got one on your block, or as you got, needed for a disabled person. But the rest of you can't get one.
Okay, everything's clear as mud right now, so we can move forward with this. All right.
Thank you.
That was easy. Micro transit and paratransit update. I've got something I'm going to hand out to all of you. You all got it on a email yesterday. It basically outlines what DART is doing as far as they have set up 14 meetings going around the area, in some ways sharing how terrible we are and all the terrible things that are going to come to people that if we vote out of DART. So the reality of it is, and there's truth in what they're saying, it's just a matter of, my concern has always been from day one on this, is it's easy to scare people. And if you want something, you scare them, and then they're less likely to do something. And so they basically said, and it's been well documented, you can listen to the tapes, that people aren't going to be able to get to their dialysis. People aren't going to be able to get to their doctors. And I can tell you, I've had meetings this last week, Julia can verify, with two different groups that use paratransit regularly, and we're putting numbers together of how many. We know that there's 47 people that use dialysis, and they're there 3 days a week at the one clinic. We know that there's a couple others. Oh, yeah, why don't I? Anyway, I just wanted you, this came to all of you, so it's not something that's, I just wanted it printed out so everybody was on the same page when we started talking about this. But again, it's more for FYI about, but it does, and Chris, it was interesting, during this presentation yesterday, we went into great detail. If you look on one of the pages, it talks about how many vehicles and how many people get off and on and things of that nature. And so I asked the question, how do you count people getting off and on? And David, you can correct me if I get off go down the wrong trail, because David decided he had nothing better to do in his life than to spend 3 hours in a meeting at DART and hear about the good things we were talking about. But all of a sudden, they explained to us that they have these magic counters that actually count people when they go in and count them when they go off. And they can actually tell when people get on and when they get off and when they transfer. Something to which I said, I think my city manager would be very interested in this data that he has been asking for over 2 years. And I said to Rob Smith again, I said, so Rob, say that to me again. We have the ability to know who comes in and out and where they go. Yes, somewhat, because it's not on all vehicles. But the reality of all of it is, and then it was like, but we just started it 5 years ago. 4 years ago. Sorry. I was trying to give them a little leadway. But anyway, the whole scenario here was that they have put together numbers that they are then going out. This first meeting is at the University of Dallas, and they'll be doing 14 around the city. And it talks about what will change within the system, which we know. And the two things that I have really been vocal on at their level was that we would work to deal with the paratransit and the transit-dependent rider through our discussions. Now, that puts us in a real tight time frame, and it costs a lot of money and all those things, but I think we realistically have to know when this council makes a decision if we're moving forward or not, or if we do, what our exposure is. And so that kind of synopsis, that's kind of a synopsis. David, you may want to add anything that you're observed from there was one, well, I'll let you, then I remember something else I was going to say, but go ahead.
Yeah, the other way they're counting people on the train is some sort of sensor above people's heads, because of trains might have 2 or 3 people get on at the same time, so but not all train cars have it, not all the buses have the laser counter. It looks like about 4 years, but all the data they gave us was from October last night. One thing of note, both the mayor, the representative from Plano, the representative from Carrollton have all asked the chairman to put on the agenda the letters that Plano has sent, the letters that Irving has sent, the letters that Farmers Branch has sent, and they don't have those on the agenda for the last 2 meetings. So as far as timelines are concerned, and this is another question for Shanae and Kay on our legal department, from what I understand, we got 45 days before the election to pull it, which is, I think, March 16th 's the date. Our council meeting is March 12th. But it looks like it might be printed on the ballot, even if we don't pull it by February 28th. I'm just worried about this time crunch right now, because seeing from the meeting last night, none of this was discussed of the pullouts. The only discussion was what you got here is all the things that will happen if it is voted on, but not trying to get us answers to our letter from our city manager, from Plano city manager, from the other city managers. So I just don't, sitting in that meeting, don't feel the confidence that they're taking it seriously, that this is a huge subject. We have people who need public transit in this city. We have a growing population in this city, in this metroplex, that we need a good area rapid transit. So it was a little concerning to me not seeing the level of, at least at the board meeting level, I'm not sure, I'm sure they're talking about it behind closed doors, but in public and discussing what we have sent, what Plano sent, what Farmers Branch has sent, Highland Park, and the other members have sent in with no discussions.
Yeah, we had, yesterday morning, we had the Metroplex Mayor's Breakfast, and I had met with several of the mayors, and they said, you know, everybody wants to figure out how we can move forward and make this work. One of the things that I would say the majority, if not all, other than one city, agree on is the governance. And so last night, I believe Carrollton approved just the governance resolution. So I think that may be one way we all start, is just each city approve the governance so that we at least get something that we can all agree on and talk about. But when it was brought up to bring it forward by several of us, the others were more passionate and more detailed in their request, very eloquent, I thought. And the chair just kind of blew them off, and one of the board members just said, we don't think that's the thing to do, which I find interesting because the board member that said that, two of his cities have called for a pullout, and the other two cities he represents are wanting to change the board makeup. So the 4 cities he represents, 2 of them want to pull out, and the other 2 want to change the governance, and he doesn't want us to talk about it at the board level. And so it's kind of one of those things where I walked away from, I don't know if they're really serious about really trying to work with us or not, Chris. And Chris has had it a little bit different than I have. He deals directly with Nadine. And the other day, Chris, you can kick me under the table, and I probably Chris had a lengthy discussion and talked about, you know, the fact that how do we move forward when we're spending more money and we're getting less service? And the response was, get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yes, sir.
if one of our residents came in and was concerned about their finances, and one of our people just said, get used to it, without even really talking about it, that person would probably get a conversation with the city manager. So when you have the staff that's that way and you have the board that's that way, we are trying to work with them. We are trying to meet with them. We are trying to do these things, but we may have to, on the next meeting or two, put something on the agenda that moves forward with at least the governance piece and see what else. Over the next week, I'll be meeting with different mayors to see if there's another point that we can all work with. So just wanted to give you an update, and I appreciate, David, I appreciate you being there. I know sometimes when you hear me talk about this, you wonder, am I really this crazy? But now I have someone that saw that I'm really not. Chris?
One update, Mayor. Yeah, Carrollton will be, according to their city manager, taking up the governance model, and what they are doing is putting on their agenda, as I understand, a conversation about their governance at an upcoming council meeting. They're looking at the model that is being proposed by the city managers and that working group that has been discussed by the larger mayor and manager working group. I believe that all cities should take a look at that, and I think, Mayor, you just mentioned that we'll be looking at putting that on our agenda for the second meeting we have here in January. Again, it probably needs a few tweaks, but the concept is, I believe, appropriate. It is addressing the 3 focus areas that we had as city managers. Specifically, we wanted to make sure that every single member city has at least 1 seat. We also believe that every single member should have at least 1 full vote and not a partial vote. And we also believe that no one city should have a full majority singularly just by that one city. As we talked with the chair of DART, he had a couple of other different ideas. We said we'd be willing to continue to have conversations and talk through those questions and thoughts. We are really pushing for Dallas to provide input on the governance piece. DART itself does not have any control over the governance component itself. That is a legislative change. It would be nice if we could go down to the legislature at this next session with all 13 cities and the DART board having passed resolutions in support of a new governance model, which again, we feel that what is being presented and has been presented is a good way to go with a few minor tweaks again. So we'll see how that plays out with all the other cities. In the meantime, we're continuing to have our conversations with DART, see how those are going to play out, and we are committed, and I've committed to you as a council that my goal as the city manager is to bring you an alternative for your consideration before that deadline that you have to consider withdrawing from or canceling that election. We are still working on that, and we are still waiting for some more feedback from DART on our proposal, as well as some information from Dallas on the governance model. My understanding is that it will be on the Dallas Transportation Committee agenda to talk about the governance model here in a week. So we'll find out how that conversation goes and report back to y'all.
Shanae, you got a date for us on that?
Dallas County got back to me at 5:30 yesterday, Chris, and they said February 27th is the D-Day for removal of the DART item. Printing of the ballots, yes. So the ballots will be printed February 27th. If we should have a special election, they extend it to March 6th, but that doesn't extend to the ballot printing for DART. That just extends to special election names, because we have to have everything translated in Vietnamese and Spanish. So that will be February 27th.
All right, Melissa.
Good afternoon, Melissa Baker, Public Works Manager. I'm here just to give you an update of our microtransit and paratransit discussion. Just a little overview. We'll go over the background, our request for information. We're going to talk a little bit about community outreach and input, and then our timeline, and then any discussion. So a little bit of a background. The city did release an RFI, request for information, for both microtransit and paratransit services on November 21st. You'll see all of the different points that we incorporated in the RFI. It is citywide, does include both microtransit and paratransit. It is a turnkey project that's flexible, efficient, accessible, and cost-effective. We did mention interconnectivity in the RFI to make sure that's both inside the city as well as different stations that would provide that regional connection as well. We're looking at the different software platforms and integration, and then of course each company we ask them to include their background references, their marketing approach, and then also their reporting components back to the city of Irving. The request for information, on December 19th, we closed that RFI. We did have 8 respondents total, and we shortlisted 3. The evaluation criteria on the screen is right there. It's the overall system or that regional connection. We also looked at cost estimates, the implementation timeline, very important in this situation, so we looked at that, as well as making sure that they have experience in both of those areas, microtransit as well as paratransit services. Our community outreach input at this time, staff will present to the following areas, just letting them know the RFI experience and what we have had. We're also open to input on this area from the mayor and council. The timeline that we have right now, we mentioned November 21st is when we released it. December 19th is where we closed it. Our team evaluated it in December and January and shortlisted those 3 respondents. In January, February timeframe, we're discussing that community outreach input. And then, of course, we are going to be updating you today, and then, of course, back for more updates as we see fit for you. Discussion, if there's any discussion, take any questions at this time.
Dennis.
Yeah, I'd like to just kind of chime in a little bit, and this is very important for our city and for our council members to really understand. I think the prevailing mindset out there is that, well, these cities are bluffing. They're going to come back to the table. They don't want to try to do all this by themselves. Well, from my vantage point is that DART is already pushing cities toward paratransit and microtransit. DART is getting out of the bus business in Irving, whether you believe that or not, okay? And so this is something that we got to take serious about. Maybe one day we have to start operating some type of microtransit from a city perspective. So I just want our council members to know, we really got a very important decision to make as to whether or not we leave that referendum on the ballot or not. And I'll just be transparent with you right now. Right now, I'm ready to leave it on the ballot. Based on my interactions with RTC and DRMC and talking to people, I get the impression that, that DART really is not serious about this. So I think we need to be ready. I'm not going to go back down that road of how much money we give DART each year and the sales tax revenue that keep increasing. But again, what I do know is our services keep decreasing. And once you stay in DART, then if our annual sales tax revenue gets up to 130, 140 million, we give it to DART, and we have no control over what happens to it. So that's why there's got to be some kind of governance change. There's got to be a change, and I'm hoping that our citizens understand, because I've talked to citizens, and and they always say, why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing this? And I try to explain to them that, look, all I'm doing is giving you an opportunity to decide whether you want to stay in a transit system that's really decreasing your services on a continual basis, but getting your money, increases of money. So I know it's kind of scary to think that all of a sudden you may not have no trains running through Irving or whatever, but at the end of the day, that's not the end of the day. But I think we do need to make sure that we plan for whatever happens on May 2nd, if we get that far into a vote.
Melissa, it sounds like you've got a good plan. Hal?
Melissa, thank you, and mainly you, Chris, for utilizing what I think is a great tool, request for information, so that we see what's out there. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Chris?
Stay tuned to an upcoming council meeting near you on how we're going to pay for it.
Chris, we know that you are very frugal with the dollars, and we know that you always have a plan of how to make dollars work, so we're very encouraged by having you in that position. Okay, that takes us to our executive session. So, KO, you want to read us in, and we'll.
Yes, sir, happy to do that. The time is 2:21. The Irving City Council will convene into an executive session. This is economic development negotiations, real estate negotiations, and legal advice pursuant to Open Meetings Act sections 551.087, 551.072, and 551.071.
In advance of Irving's State of the City, it is time to go motoring with the mayor.
One of the things I've always wanted to do is just kind of show the people what we're doing in the city of Irving and what we've accomplished over the last few years.
I'm all about ride-alongs, and especially with somebody who's knowledgeable, somebody who has a tremendous sense of what this city is and certainly what it's capable of.
This is Center Park. Right now we're adding a swimming facility.
An indoor facility?
Right.
And when is this expected to be done?
Sometime next year. We've got two projects here that I'm really proud of that we've done over the last few years. One of them is the youth center. We put in a whole new array of things so they can come in and do podcasts and different things. Then there's the Irving Police Athletic League. And of course, we're very fortunate to have our art center here that's got events going on all the time.
So what was just the thought process behind Levy Plaza?
We realized that with all the density here, we had to provide some green space. What we do here is the 4th of July, and we can put 10, 20, 30,000 people, and we've got the pathway that goes all the way around the lake. So we're coming up here on Mustang Park, and this is something I've been wanting and working on forever. Once we decided we were going to start doing these indoor aquatics, we said, well, let's build a full-fledged facility. So it's about an $80 million facility. We're trying to elevate our recreational facilities. The Campion Trail comes through here, and we've got the dollars, and we're working towards finishing that. Isn't it great that we have to stop here because there's bikers and there's walkers and there's joggers? Just quality of life.
You don't realize how important it is until you actually have it.
It makes your heart feel good that you did the right thing.
And also that just speaks to the quality of your people too.
Oh yeah. And that's the whole intent of this next state of the city, is to show here's what the city of Irving has, and you have it because of the people who work here.
The conversation continues at the Irving Convention Center during State of the City on January 15th. Tickets are available through the Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce. We are taking a look back at the biggest stories of 2025, along with some of our favorites. Happy New Year, and welcome to a special edition of City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. The fun at Flugtag and so much more is coming up later, but we begin with some of the major economic development projects in Irving. None was bigger than the opening of the new campus for Wells Fargo.
I think it's incredible.
It's a Texas-style welcome for a Texas-sized campus. This is the grand opening of the new Wells Fargo corporate campus in Irving.
It's a great opportunity for us to come out and really get excited about a project that we've been working on for a lot of years.
We're very proud to have Wells Fargo as a new, very large corporate partner here in the city of Irving.
This day truly represents what teamwork looks like.
So please give it up for Wells Fargo for what they're doing.
Dozens of people representing the teams involved turned out for this celebration.
Other people across the country, if they came here, they could be extremely jealous. Looking around at just seeing just how modern and collaborative it is.
About 4,500 employees will be based here, and we got to see some of their workspaces, which include meeting rooms, large and small. There are also nice amenities, including a fitness center with locker rooms, room to hoop it up, on-site dining, and all around, employees get great views of Las Colinas from inside and outside the building.
The walking trail that's going to be developed here and access to public transport just makes this just a wonderful place for us.
Beyond all of the visually attractive features apparent all over the campus, there's even more that's not so evident. This is Wells Fargo's first energy net positive campus, and one way they've achieved that is through these dynamic windows that respond to weather conditions.
I think the thing that impresses me most is the openness of it. There's a constant level of lighting for people to work with, but yet you don't have that direct sunlight.
There are also solar panels on the rooftops.
This is a fantastic building. Just walking through it, it's just unbelievable, and so glad to have it here in Irving.
This is such a beautiful building, number one, but just solidifies that Las Colinas is the place to be.
Wells Fargo unveiling a massive new campus today in Irving, Texas.
The opening is attracting national attention.
The mayor is accessible. People love living here. There's great talent. There's great education.
Now, city leaders are talking impact. They believe this success and a bigger workforce are sure to have a ripple effect.
Development begets development. So when you have this type of development, this scale and this size of development occurring, that will automatically help ensure that you see success in the surrounding area.
Filling up our restaurants and making sure that Irving stays vibrant for a long time.
I'm unfamiliar with any economic development corporation in the state of Texas that competes more or better than that of right here in Irving, Texas. Great job.
We truly believe Irving's future is bright.
It really shows the hard work that goes, everybody the city engages in to make this the best place for everybody to work, live, and play.
So leaders are clearly bullish on Irving's future as they celebrate this grand opening of the Wells Fargo campus.
It's a joyous day, obviously.
I'm glad it all takes place here in Irving, Texas.
That is the ribbon cutting for the opening of Jovi's grocery store on State Highway 183. A lot of shoppers turned out on the first day, and there is also a lot of interest in a related grocery store coming soon. A full-size H-E-B is under construction on Interstate 635. And check this out. New drone video shows the progress of the new home of Fox 4 KDFW. It has come a long way since the groundbreaking about a year ago. Here's a look back at that day and also some details on the new station.
A big day for our station.
It's breaking, groundbreaking news.
It's a keep your hard hat handy kind of day.
Live and local from Irving.
This is for real.
Leaders are celebrating the start of construction for the new home of Fox 4.
How exciting to be part of history today. Welcome to our new home.
A lot of familiar Fox 4 faces are here to witness the moment.
Amazing, awesome, it is phenomenal, and this is our new home.
We got the news that we were going to have a new station. Kind of everybody was wondering, where are we going to be? And I think it was, when they said Irving and Las Colinas, we're like, okay, that's good. That's good.
It's exciting to come out here. You can feel the energy in Las Colinas, in Irving, so we're glad to be part of that.
Fox 4 execs say Irving's location is a major selling point. Its news crews will be at a central location to cover whatever's breaking across DFW.
When they built our building in downtown Dallas in 1949, that was where the population was. But now this is one huge market, and this puts us right in the middle of it.
It makes a lot of sense that Fox is here. I'm pretty excited.
This is what the new building on Royal Lane along State Highway 114 will look like. 60,000 square feet, full of new features.
This is going to be much more than a TV station. This is going to be a content creation factory.
We're going to have multiple broadcast studios, a digital studio.
There's technology that hasn't even been thought of yet, and we're going to have it.
What intrigued me about the whole operation is the fact that we're not going to have big towers. It's going to be a completely different arena than you would normally see at a news station.
From the moment we started this search and started having dialogue with the city of Irving, you felt the warmth, you felt wanted. And I believe that we found a great partner on this project.
A lot of people watch the station, and to have them come home here to Irving is a great win for us.
You guys have made this so easy, and I appreciate everything y'all have done.
And while this news is spreading, work is ongoing to bring more business to Irving.
And we want to turn those prospects into projects and those projects into wins, just like we did with Fox Local.
Moving Fox forward is a top story today and one to follow up.
We have to be patient, Steve and Heather, but it sure does look pretty.
Construction on the new home of Fox 4 is expected to take about 2 years.
There were also new attractions at the Toyota Music Factory that opened in 2025. You can see those along with other business and economic development news on our playlist at youtube.com/the City of Irving. Let's get to aquatics and recreation now. We have been talking a lot about the new facilities under construction at Center Park and Mustang Park. Both will be year-round facilities and will require more lifeguards. We covered an event aimed at recruitment.
You only have 50 seconds, okay? Make them count.
They are competing against the clock for a shot at a job.
And I can't wait to get started.
This is the City of Irving's lifeguard hiring event at the North Lake Natatorium.
And it helps us fill our lifeguard positions for the summer.
Feet diving first.
Right now we're doing the swim test. That's the first thing that you got to do to become a lifeguard with the City of Irving. I'm ready.
This brick test is considered the most challenging part.
I have to pick up a 10-pound brick.
We got down there.
Hold it between your chest, and then swim back.
You got this, you got this, you got this.
There are tests in both deep and shallow water.
You have to take this very seriously.
This challenge can prove to be tougher than it looks. Only about 1 in 3 people pass.
So you did fail your test.
So what drives them to work so hard for this? Some are focusing on the next few months.
I think it's a really good summer job to have, being able to serve the community.
Others are looking at this as a foundation for their futures.
To help me gain experience for helping people and also helping myself in the medical field for the rest of my career.
It's really the field that I'm going to. I want to become like a type of a water physical therapist.
Being a good lifeguard is about more than the physical challenges you see here. Another key component is customer service, knowing how to respectfully enforce rules and interact with residents to make sure everyone has a positive, fun time at Irving Aquatic Centers.
In the front of their certification, it says professional lifeguard. And it's because this is a professional level certification that they're receiving. 15, 16-year-old kids, I treat them as adults because this is a professional job.
People think that lifeguards just sit around, don't do anything or aren't paying attention, but there's a lot that goes into it. Lifeguards are constantly watching, observing.
Watching people specifically, this is their life. You got it, you got it, you got it.
Irving will soon have even more opportunities in aquatics.
We are so excited about our 3 new facilities.
First, these job seekers gotta pass these tests. Then they will go on to get Red Cross certification. All important steps to keep pool patrons safe.
And it's a job that I've been wanting to do for a while.
I just had a dream to help people.
It's nice seeing families have fun knowing that they're in a safe environment.
And here's more. The new Lee Aquatic Park celebrated its grand opening over the summer. And in a fun moment, we are happy to show you again Mayor Stouffer taking the ceremonial first trip down the big orange water slide. And as we talk grand openings, let's shift the focus to public safety. Fire Station 8 is just a few months away from completion, and we saw what will make that a standout facility.
This is actually our first time walking through it, first time seeing it.
By late spring of 2026, this is where these Irving firefighters will be working.
I'm very excited. Yeah, we've been looking forward to this for a long time.
It's the brand new Fire Station 8. We got firefighters' unanimous first impressions.
It's pretty incredible. It's huge. This station's really big. We've got a lot of room.
Massive. It's so big.
It's going to be a game changer.
This new station will be the largest in the city, a big upgrade over the current Station 8.
Everything's really tight over there. We're kind of packed to the gills. Doesn't seem like we'll have that issue here.
Dozens of workers are on site here at Northwest Highway and Riverside Drive every day, getting this new station ready. And be assured this is not the final color.
Tell me about this process. What's going on here?
So here, we have this kind of green paint. That's my waterproofing.
What's the final finish going to be?
That's going to be brick and stone.
Firefighters say it's not only about having more space and being more comfortable. The fire department has actually recorded a significant increase in the number of calls as more people have moved to the Las Colinas Urban Center. Having this station here puts them closer to the emergencies so they can respond faster.
We are located right here on a busy thoroughfare, so we can get to the highways really quickly. Access to all the apartments along Lake Carolyn and Las Colinas, it will be really easy for us. Here, this sidewalk, you can't see it yet, but it leads straight to the boathouse.
The boathouse will be built on Lake Carolyn. Right now, the department's fireboat is stored off-site. The new boathouse is just one of many upgrades.
A lot of room to store. We have a whole hazmat rig and a whole bunch of equipment, and I'm looking at all these rooms that we don't have at the other station to store all of our equipment. The second floor, you're gonna have all your bedrooms.
And to help them get out quickly when a call comes, this is where one of two traditional fire poles will go.
It'll be fun getting used to that.
Since this crew is the first to see inside, they are already calling dibs.
Trying to pick out who's got what bedroom. The snoring bedrooms are over here. There's so much that goes into a fire station.
The crews are getting it all done, and firefighters are eager to come work here as they serve the residents and businesses of Irving.
So this is something that's really exciting for me to be a part of this new station.
We're all very excited.
In that piece, you saw how we use drones to tell stories, while Irving police are using drones more and more often in law enforcement. Check out IPD's Drone First Responder program.
So we got a call of a man with a gun.
When we have a man with a gun call, our officers have a heightened sense of alert.
An eye in the sky gave Irving police officers an idea of what was going on before any personnel were even on site.
Gathering intelligence on the scene, realized it was a group of juveniles.
The weapon appeared to be a BB gun.
That kind of told us, okay, we need to dial back our response a little bit.
Right, say, drop it, put it down, okay, put it on the ground.
I believe that had an opportunity to change the course of the outcome for that call for service.
The view from above came as a result of the Irving Police Department's new Drone First Responder program. We are inside IPD's Crime Information Center to see how it works.
The whole purpose of what a drone first responder program can do is get eyes on a location faster.
We're able to launch the drone in about 45 seconds whenever a call comes in. Say if we have a call for service come in, I can just click a location on the screen. It can be wherever the call location comes in, or I can type in an address and it's going to start opening up.
Cameras show every step so officers can monitor inside. The drone ascends quickly. You will notice the view is wide and of the horizon.
It's not used for surveillance. It's not used as overwatch. Our drones fly autonomously to the location, and once they get within close proximity, that's the only time that the camera will actually go down.
Once it arrives on scene, the camera will tilt down on its own on itself. and then we can start controlling it with actually a PlayStation 5 controller.
The first 3 months of this program brought positive results. Average drone response time is between about 2.5 and 3 minutes. Drones assisted in 55 arrests and were first on the scene for more than 300 calls.
To get it to this point is really exciting.
The view from the drone supplements all of the other technology and cameras available to see in the Crime Information Center.
This is going to show body cameras, traffic cameras.
So that's a lot of intelligence.
Yes, it is a lot, yes.
We can let responding officers know real time through the Crime Information Center what the officers are walking into when they get to a call.
Irving is not the first city to use drones this way, but it did build on the idea and made it more cost-effective by using its own radar system.
This was something that hadn't been done before.
The top left one is our Sparrowhawk radar that we have located across the city by the airport.
Monitoring air traffic is especially important here in Irving, given the city's proximity to DFW Airport. Also, there are more delivery drones, drone hobbyists, and yes, even video crews using drones. That's why Irving police are working with industry experts, including NASA, to plan for a future with more crowded skies.
So it's establishing prioritization of these drones in the air, just like on the highway.
They are committed to the concept because they have a lot of examples of success to share, including this case of a stolen car.
They were able to get overhead on scene, direct the undercover officers and the patrol officers to the scene, down to the parking space. Make sure they pinned the car in so they couldn't escape and took them down safely.
With each call they monitor, they see more and more value in Irving's drone first responder program.
It's been tremendously successful.
More public safety coverage now, and this piece tells the story of a lot of people working together to save a teacher's life. We have the body cam video and the inspiring outcome.
There you go. Breathe.
These harrowing moments captured on Irving Police body cam led to this. Medical City Las Colinas honored 5 Irving firefighters and 2 police officers with life safety awards.
I'm grateful for it, and I'm grateful that we were able to assist with bringing him back to life.
Honestly, it's a miracle. Stuff like this doesn't happen.
Let's go through what happened.
Well, so let's pull him out.
Police respond to a 1-car accident and find a man inside.
We were opening up the doors, trying to get into the vehicle, trying to get hands-on to get some kind of pulse or signs of life. We weren't getting any of that, so we decided we have to pull him out of the car and start life-saving measures. That's why we're starting CPR.
Later tests would show he was in cardiac arrest.
It was found that he had 100% occlusion in multiple areas of his heart.
He's cool.
But at this moment, they did not know exactly what was wrong, so they drew on their training.
There you go. Breathe.
The police body cam view ends shortly after this as Irving firefighters take over. But we got an idea of what was going on once the patient was in the ambulance and on the way to the hospital.
Quick defibrillation is one of the key things that if we can do that will greatly increase their chance of survival. The other thing is we can attach them to the Lucas device.
That device performs chest compressions.
So we add an advanced airway with our BVM here to give high flow oxygen.
The patient spent 10 days in intensive care here at Medical City Las Colinas. His brain was injured because of a lack of oxygen, but he made a full recovery. And the team here at the hospital says those actions in the first minutes made all the difference.
Their quick response, their quick actions was what saved this patient's life. It's those first few minutes that saves lives, for sure.
During this award ceremony, Luis Marchani Cuevas got to meet the teams responsible for his care. Among them, Irving's first responders.
It's amazing to see how excited he is to be here, how excited he is. He's telling me, hey, I'm working hard on my cardio and I'm exercising, and those things are just a joy for him.
I'm so happy to see you.
All of the personnel involved agree that this case is exceptional.
This one particular patient, he really stood out and stuck with me. So I'm glad to see that he's doing well. It's really great to see him. He is definitely a miracle.
He is a school teacher here in Irving ISD, where he will go back on August 5th to continue teaching to his children.
You share your story with your students? Of course.
A true story of an incredible recovery.
He was close to death.
Made possible by teams of people in Irving committed to saving lives.
There's no way any one of us could do this alone. This is a great group effort.
I'm grateful for all the partners that are here, everybody that I work with. They're amazing. I'm very glad that we were able to bring this school teacher back.
great outcome to celebrate there. Now, let's get to this. Red Bull Flugtag returned to Irving after more than a decade. Robert Sheik checked out all of the fun and attempted flights at Levy Event Plaza.
There's a strange cluck in the air.
Does this thing fly as well as chickens?
Yes.
No, it flies better than chickens.
You're going to see a chicken fly for the first time.
True poultry in motion at Red Bull's Flugtag event at Lake Carolyn, where competitors think tequila gives you wings, or something like that.
We have a fuel tank full of 100 gallons of margaritas in this thing, and I consume exactly 10 margaritas per hour, so I got 10 hours of flight time.
That sort of creative engineering was developed by this team of Irving residents at a popular local hotspot.
We're weekly patrons of a local establishment, Via Real. They make the biggest margaritas in Las Colinas.
I'm going to soar or I'm going to fall. What do your viewers think?
Soar, fall, take your pick. Teams from across the country built their unique aircraft, and all had a similar result. Splashing into Lake Carolyn, as thousands watched on at Levy Event Plaza.
Oh my gosh, what a day.
I didn't know what to expect, but this energy is amazing.
A fall Saturday in Texas, though, isn't complete without Longhorns. Fortunately for us, a team from Irving brought its own Flying Bevo.
And what's big in Texas? Longhorns.
Construction of the Thunderbolt certainly drew some attention in the Nichols Park neighborhood.
We had some fun looks from the neighbors as we were pushing it down the street this past week.
What qualifies you to fly this?
I'm about 40 pounds lighter than everybody else on our team.
We're expecting a good 100, 150 feet.
More like 30 feet, but no bull. That's one of the longest flights of the day. But for all of these teams, this journey is not about those 2 seconds in the air. It's about the hundreds of hours leading up to it.
Our friendships have grown within the side of Lake Carolyn, and we wanted to do something to celebrate our friendships, and we thought, what better ways is to build a giant margarita and throw it into the lake.
A splash of fun with a little salt on the rim. Robert Sheik for City Source.
Next up, we have the event that is always one of our team's favorite to cover, the Golden Sneaker Games, hosted by the Heritage Senior Center. This year's program included new challenges and new opportunities to shine.
Stance, knock,
Hitting targets for growth,
shoot.
Irving's Golden Sneaker Games are back and bigger than ever.
Grab your arrows.
Archery is one of this year's new additions.
Oh, nervous, because I'm not very good at this.
Nah, don't worry about it. The only thing you have to worry about is not shooting anybody.
I do not know the technique yet, but I'm having fun.
Awesome! Woo! These are the 30-pound bows, so they have to really pull it back.
Oh, you have to have good upper body strength to pull the bows. Woo! I've decided to challenge myself. It's been nothing but great.
Another new draw,
1 start.
cycling.
I haven't done much riding since I moved to Irving. It was sort of a goal to prove to myself that I still had it.
Get a little exercise. All the good things in life.
Start!
Rosie Ming is competing in the Golden Sneaker Games for the first time.
She was one of those people who just started signing up for everything.
You can do this.
Our GoPro picked up how she kept herself motivated
Do not give up. Do not.
while pushing for the best time.
It speaks to my competitiveness.
Along with providing these challenges,
You always pass on the left.
organizer David Martinez also wants to show off Irving attractions, such as the city's trail system,
No cars.
a safe place to ride anytime.
And they're like, oh, wow, this is back here?
You know, sometimes some people say it takes courage to do things you don't normally do. Glad I did this.
The Golden Sneaker Games are about more than strong bodies.
You can use your mind, your brain.
Time, team, puzzle making is another new addition this year.
It actually went pretty quick.
Those activities join familiar favorites.
We are playing miniature golf, and I am defending my title from last year.
Get it at home.
The competition stays friendly and fun.
Oh, yes! On film.
And that's part of the games too, just kind of being funny and just, not taking everything so super serious.
Come on. Come on. This is great. Just to do stuff like this makes you feel so much better. I think David should give us a cart.
Here on the pickleball court, action can get more intense.
Pretty competitive when the better players are on the court.
Got it. It gets very competitive, but I'm not in it for winning. I'm in it just to have fun.
Carolyn Borden figures she's the oldest player here.
I played tennis way back 60 years ago.
And pickleball is giving her a way to stay athletic.
Oh, I think it's important that you get out there and just keep at it, no matter how old you are.
I'm 78 years old, but I don't mind playing against younger guys because that way it helps me improve my game.
2 weeks of competition.
Woo, you guys are the real stars here.
Wrap up with an awards banquet at the Heritage Senior Center.
There she is!
Even with medals and prizes at stake, competitors say they gain a lot more from all of these games.
Self-pride, okay? I mean, and to get out and enjoy the company.
And it's good for my health. It means that I may be independent longer and that I can function and keep up with people who are younger than me. So I'm not letting age define me.
Really? They're playing for...
We are still engaged in life and that we still have things to offer.
We can do anything we want to do. We just have to get up there and try.
Making a lasting impact for participants in Irving's Golden Sneaker Games.
I am so thankful for the city of Irving to put on this for us because we just have a fantastic time.
And congratulations. Awesome.
Always a lot of fun to see them in action. Thank you for watching this look back at some of the biggest and best stories of 2025. Here is how to connect with us. You can email us at ictn@irvingtx.gov. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/the City of Irving. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And we always like it when you leave us some positive comments. Let us know you're watching. And you can look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this special edition of City Source. Best wishes for a great 2026. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
What has boxing gloves and punching bags but is not a gym? It's Punchline Irving, the new comedy club at the Toyota Music Factory, where comedians work to knock out audiences with powerful punchlines.
This room is built for connection. Every seat feels like front row seat.
The club's first location opened in San Francisco back in 1978, and the history is chronicled on these walls.
We have Bobby Lee, that's Sacramento, Sarah Silverman, San Francisco, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, Chelsea Handler.
Everyone knows these names, and I've seen that some of these are coming to Irving.
Some of them are.
No joke. When tickets went on sale for the opening weekend shows with headliner Dave Chappelle, they sold out in minutes. And he's just the first of many big names slated to entertain on this stage.
400 shows we'll probably do next year. Leslie Jones, Andy Huggins, Steph Tolev, Pete Holmes. The list keeps growing.
Before they take the stage, Irving leaders are celebrating and talking impact as people fill this club for shows.
Hopefully spending their money here and making sure that the city thrives for a long time.
This really adds to our vision of over the many, many years of building a convention center, building an entertainment venue, and to have a diversity of entertainment within the Music Factory. And so this really tops it off.
And Punchline offers more than laughs. This is the callback bar.
The food and beverage menu is going to be exceptional. We have chef partners that help curate that, so it's not just standard comedy club chicken tenders and beer. It's a full night out.
And heavy hitter comics will be signing these boxing bells after getting KOs in the form of LOLs on stage, all at Punchline Irving.
We're excited to have you here, and we look forward to many, many years of working together.
Thomas Gandy for City Source.
Hello everyone, welcome to Irving Spotlight. I'm Susan Stevens. As we ring in the new year, we look back at some of our favorite stories from the past year in this special Best of Irving Spotlight 2025. We begin tonight with a special unveiling. The city celebrated the debut of a now iconic work of art, Timeless Irving, with a ribbon-cutting ceremony to honor the mural that brightens up the downtown Irving Heritage District. Located at the intersection of O'Connor Road and Rock Island Road, the mural spans more than 5,000 square feet, featuring a colorful tribute to Irving's rich history and evolving identity.
After 42 gallons of paint, 30 days, over a mile's worth of painter's tape, and 240 personal hours, Timeless Irving is completed.
It's amazing what she has done. I come to work every day through there, so I get an opportunity to see how she was moving. And the vibrancy of the colors and stuff, it just looks amazing when you come through.
Prior to having the mural, that particular area was really dreary and dark, and it was just crying to have a mural. It was just crying to have some art on it. It's going to let people know that there's good things ahead in the Heritage District, and come on in.
This mural represents so much more than just paint on the wall, but reflects the spirit of Irving and the pride that we have in our past and the possibilities we see in the future. Stretching over 5,000 square feet, this mural really honors Irving's history and celebrates its vibrant present, and it even includes a selfie spot to incorporate yourself into the mural.
Well, I think it gives it an identity. We've been trying to figure out how do we create an identity for the historic district in downtown Irving. And so we've spent a tremendous amount of dollars redoing the roads, helping do some of the businesses, building up this area and making the commercial vibrant and something that people wanted to be part of.
I think it's so important to invest in public art, and I think it's important for the community to see the city and the city council investing in that.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. I love how it incorporates the history of Irving, but it also creates an opportunity to celebrate those timeless moments throughout the city's history.
We want these spaces to not only be a nice spot to catch a train or a bus, but we want them to become gathering places that creates community value and an opportunity for a nice selfie.
I just hope people take pride in it and know that it was for them, it's meant for the community. I hope that they feel that whenever they see it.
Long before the hit Netflix series America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, ICTN was capturing the auditions right here in Irving. This past summer, I spoke with the DCC about where it all started and the newest season of their hit show.
One of the most popular Netflix series returns for an even more captivating season 2. But before this DCC journey became a worldwide hit, ICTN captured the auditions at the original home of the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Stadium in Irving.
Looks like you have a terrific group this year again.
I'm very pleased. Every year I say it gets better, but this is a very strong audition. Once again, I'm very pleased.
With the history, what does the city of Irving mean to both of you?
Wow. Well, that's where it started for both Judy and me, so it's sentimental. I still can't drive past that intersection where Texas Stadium was without a little bit of a heart tug. But that's where it all started for me in my audition as a cheerleader in 1984. So Irving certainly holds a special place for us. Irving, Texas Stadium Club where we had the auditions.
Valley Ranch.
Just can't go on the field and stand there and be a good dancer. Personality needs to project through your face, and it's not easy. It's hard, so it takes a special lady to make it.
Their Irving ties remain on display at the permanent Dallas Cowboys exhibit at the Irving Archives and Museum. And just last fall, the museum held a special exhibit featuring the iconic Dallas Cowboys cheerleader uniform. Thanks to the success of the series, both the uniform and the famous Thunderstruck routine have made lasting impressions.
Thunderstruck went viral, and the reaction of the crowd, that was so great to see. After this season airs, is there something you would like to see go viral or really talked about?
Oh,
that's a great question. Yeah.
I would love to see, the alopecia community become a more talked about topic, or honestly, just anything that we talk about in the show that's kind of more of a taboo topic. These are things that need to be talked about more. And I think when you see someone with such a stature as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader talking about their own personal struggles with that helps open the doors for everybody else to come out and talk.
While you are inspiring others, who has inspired each of you the most throughout your DCC journey?
I think I could speak for both of us. These two right here, they were our leaders, honestly. No, truly. And the way that they led us throughout this entire season, and the changes that they made for the legacy of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders is one of the most honorable things truly about both of you. And we do have such great leaders to follow through our entire tenure of being a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and I think we'll take a lot of what you guys did through us growing through the organization.
Yeah, it inspires us to be the best people for this team going forward. Not just going into it, but now just leaving a legacy behind just like they did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very sweet. Well, I was going to say my mom, but they're so sweet. But I'm going to say my mom just because she's somebody that's encouraged me to always use my voice for good and to, realize that the worst someone can say is no. And if that's the worst I have to worry about, then why not speak up? So.
Yeah, I was also going to say my mom.
From its Irving roots to a national phenomenon, the rapid success of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders is an inspiration to the city that will forever cherish the history and future of America's sweethearts.
We just cut a good one.
From Walker, Texas Ranger to Kevin Costner's Horizon: An American Saga, Irving native Derek Hill has been working as a production designer for decades. We caught up with him this past fall to learn more about his footprint in Hollywood and why he still prefers to call Irving home. Derek Hill walks through his media room to share his experience working on some big feature films.
This is another Oliver Stone film that I did when I originally met Kevin Costner. It's a hard thing to clearly say what a production designer does, but your hands are in just about everything on the film.
Hill has been a production designer for some of the hottest films and television series for over 40 years.
In 1978, I worked a Chuck Norris film, and I really liked it. And then I just continued on from there.
After his first movie with Norris, he went on to design and build the set for the DFW-based series Walker, Texas Ranger.
We shot some of it around the studio in various places in Dallas and Irving. And then the studios at Las Colinas back in the day, it was a really active studio for a good while.
From there, Hill's career took off quickly with projects like the hit series Ozark and House, to films like Pirates of the Caribbean and the Oscar-nominated JFK.
The truth is the most important value we have.
And that's when I met Kevin Costner back in about 1988, 89.
While he works in Hollywood, his home remains in Irving.
We moved to Irving when I was 1. This is where I enjoy my relaxation and research and prep for shows and stuff like that. I'm not that Hollywood guy that goes to all the functions. I'm not that person. I have a life. I play golf. I love working in the yard, doing this stuff, and having a family life.
Being based in Irving hasn't stopped Hill from thriving in his career. Recently, he worked on Kevin Costner's Western, Horizon: An American Saga, which led to Costner receiving a key to our city.
Because I know him well enough, I gave him a hard time. I said, "Oh, you got a key to my city," and I wasn't even there. Pretty good city, isn't it? Yeah, think about all the cities, and my city honored you.
Thank you for today. I won't forget it.
And while Hill has enjoyed his work with Costner and other filmmakers, a film by Sean Penn, 10 years in the making, holds special meaning.
One of the most heart-wrenching stories and projects that I ever did was a film called Into the Wild.
The film is based on the true story of recent college graduate Christopher McCandless, who abandons his possessions to live in the Alaskan wilderness. A journey that eventually ended with Christopher's final days in a historic magic bus.
You know, we went to Alaska to look at the bus. His mom sent provisions, and I had him in my snowsuit to leave him in the bus for all the lost souls. Pretty emotional story.
Derek Hill shares he is proud of all his work in film and television, leaving behind a legacy that will forever be seen and remembered.
Breakfast with the Stars is a beloved Irving event that recognizes the academic accomplishments of Irving ISD students. This past year, over 250 high school seniors were honored with scholarships to help further them towards their future goals.
On March 6, Nimitz High School senior Delmi Funes received a generous surprise that will help make her dreams become a reality as she heads to college.
We are proud to present you with the Tenaska Diversity Scholarship for $10,000.
After the shock, Delmy takes some photos and then steps out to share the news with her mom.
See? She's so proud of me that all those nights that I slept really late, paid off.
Weeks after that phone call, Delmy and her mom are celebrating her scholarship at the 38th annual Breakfast with the Stars, alongside other Irving ISD high school seniors.
We have over 280 students receiving scholarships. Over $570,000 is going to be given away today.
I'm receiving a scholarship in honor of Michael T. Anderson. It's a $2,500 scholarship that's going to help me in my education. I came from Cuba about 4 years ago, no English, no nothing. And then without Irving ISD, I wouldn't be here. Not just Irving High School, but Irving ISD as a whole. All the programs they have, every AP class, everything from top to bottom. But you know what else is real? Your ability to overcome. We're already proving that we can lead, adapt, and overcome. Now it's time to take those lessons and put them into motion. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs real people. Brave people like you.
In addition to her $10,000 Tenaska scholarship, Delmy also received a $1,000 scholarship from Gilbert Elementary.
I still don't feel like it's real because it is a lot of money to me, but I was very happy to have received something so big.
It's a large amount of money she'll be able to put towards her education at the University of Texas in Austin, where she plans to study petroleum engineering.
I had a woman engineering teacher, and she would talk about the hardships that she had to go through because she was always looked down on because she was a chemical engineer, so it was a male-dominated field, especially for that one. So I hope to become someone that can be an inspiration to other women.
Say congratulations to Arnold Harmore.
This event, and I'll quote one of our students said this, it's more than the money. It's more than just the scholarships. It's all about the community coming out to show these students that we support you, we have your back, we love you, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
It feels great to be recognized in front of other people and to be with other people who also got a big award like this.
Breakfast with the Stars continues to demonstrate the strength of our community and the remarkable potential of our students.
The mobile kitchen available at the West Irving Library continues to provide a unique opportunity for chefs of all ages. We stopped by one of their first classes to see what's cooking at the library.
There's a sizzling program happening at the West Irving Library.
You're sizzling? Yeah.
I'm coming in hot.
Kids are taking a crack at cooking some fan-favorite State Fair foods.
Air fryer Oreos and the corn dogs, the mini corn dogs.
It's part of the library's Edible Education Series, which gives chefs of all ages an opportunity to whip up a tasty dish and enhance their culinary skills.
We haven't tried them with ice cream yet. Oh, okay.
It's fun and I really like to do baking.
Kids really like to cook. I feel like people don't give them the opportunity to cook, and this is a great safe space that we have for kids to try out something new.
Yeah, like that, you see? Yeah, there we go.
Thanks to the library's grant-funded mobile kitchen, these kids are conveniently creating a batter for their mini corn dogs and heating up the oil.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the one heating up the oil. The kids will watch, and I'll give them, little safety tips, like don't get too close, don't just splash things in.
I swear I'm not burning this.
Once the corn dogs are done and cooling, they pop open a can of crescent rolls to make their Oreos in an air fryer.
It's very beneficial just because it helps with their fine motor skills. It also gives them a sense of accomplishment.
I think I did a very good job. It was fun. Amazing and fun.
The favorite part was when it was frying, the fried Oreos was frying, and then eating it. So good.
The Edible Education series inspires children to cook and explore all the different types of books the library has to offer.
You tell them like, oh, we actually have more cooking books. Sometimes they'll come back and let me know like, oh, I made this, Miss Eileen, and it makes me really happy.
The Toyota Music Factory is the current hotspot, and that location has gotten a little sweeter with the addition of Drizzle cheesecakes. We stopped by to try the Big Tech's Best Dessert winner, along with all their delicious flavors in this Irving Eats. Smooth, rich, and oh so satisfying. You may have heard of Drizzle cheesecakes and its award-winning Biscoff delight.
We dip it in milk chocolate, we roll around in crushed Biscoff cookies, and then we drizzle it with cookie butter on top, and then we put a Lotus cookie on top.
The dessert won the State Fair's Big Tech's Choice Award for Best Sweet in 2023.
Without them, we would not have been or be where we are today.
And where they are is in high demand. So much so, they have expanded from their seasonal booth at the State Fair of Texas to a storefront at the Toyota Music Factory that's now opened year-round.
The minute I found out that it was available, I put in my offer and we got it, luckily.
Is there something that drew you to Irving?
The way that everything is structured here, the way very modernistic, very simple design of the entire city, I really like. Very community-like based. Everybody's been just so supportive and so amazing.
Have a good one.
The concept is simple.
We get a New York style cheesecake, we dip it in rich Belgium chocolate, and then we roll it around in different types of toppings.
The flavors are unique and delicious.
That's even better than I thought it was going to be. It's so good.
And what's dessert without a little coffee? Along with their variety of cheesecakes, Drizzle offers specialty coffee drinks ranging from espressos to macchiatos. But they pride themselves on their Instagrammable made-to-order cheesecakes.
Whether it's customer service or the show, we kind of like to lay it out for you out the front, and you can see exactly how every step is made. A lot of people enjoy that.
And their quality ingredients.
It's actually a really good cheesecake itself, but obviously what we create around it is the most important part.
Drizzle is proud to serve the city innovative and delectable cheesecakes you'll want to keep coming back for.
In the fall, we will have a pumpkin